It's finally happening. We have a massive injury update for the Houston Astros, and they desperately needed this. Lance McCullers Jr. is going to be making his first start since the 2022 World Series, and the Houston Astros, who are one game back of the Seattle Mariners for first in the American League West, are going to be getting a massive jolt to their rotation. Lance McCullers hasn't pitched in a while, and who knows what he's going to look like after significant injuries that have kept him out for many years here. But there's one thing that we know about him. His stuff is electric. He's a playoff performer, and he is someone that the Houston Astros relied upon heavily before he was diagnosed with all of these injuries. His last full season came in 2021, where he threw 162 in the third innings. He had a 3.16 ERA, and the Houston Astros are a dynasty. They have been for a very long time, but they've started to dip a little bit. They got rid of Kyle Tucker. They got rid of some names that were very big parts of their success in years past, and Lance McCullers was a big part of that equation as well. The injury bug has struck him over the course of his entire career, but there's one thing for certain, that this is a rotation that needs some help. They need some more pieces, and McCullers definitely going to provide that if he can stay healthy. But that asterisk next to his name is a big defying factor, because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen him stay healthy and be able to make a start every 5 days for almost half a decade now. And he's never really been a guy that you could rely on for close to 200 innings. His career high is 162 and a third, which I mentioned, which was in 2021. Beyond that, he's never surpassed 130 innings in his career. Granted, he came into the league when he was very young, and this was a great Houston Astros team that could sort of shelter him and pick and choose the best spots for him. But they don't really have that luxury anymore. He's 31 years old now. He's definitely a seasoned vet, but can he stay in that rotation? Can he be a guy that is not their number one, because I don't think he'll ever get back to that, but he's expected to make a start soon, and I'm excited to see what his stuff looks like after being out for the better part of 3 years. In his final rehab outing before he rejoins the Houston Astros in the big leagues, he went 5 innings, posting 7 strikeouts, which was by far his strongest rehab start, which definitely shows the Astros that he's ready to go. Maybe not full throttle. As I mentioned, that they did shelter him earlier in his career, and it may be more of the same, but there's no doubt that they could definitely use that sort of contribution from Lance McCullers. Right now, you can make the case that Hunter Brown has been, if not the best starter in Major League Baseball, one of the best starters in the bigs, with a whip under 0.85. With an ERA of 1.22, he has been dominant, and he has been the ace of that staff. Framber Valdez has been up and down, but he's Framber Valdez. He's probably going to figure it out. But then after that, I mean, there's just not much to rely on. I mean, Ryan Gusto has been fairly good in some of his outings, but unproven. Ronel Blanco, who did throw a no-hitter last year, has looked good in spurts as well, but an ERA over 5. So McCullers, whether he gives you 4 innings an outing or whether he somehow miraculously gets into the 7th inning on a consistent basis, it's going to provide some sort of relief to this rotation that doesn't have very many proven arms right now. Hayden Wisniewski is another name that has made some starts and been pretty good in a small sample size. Their bullpen is really what has kept them afloat here. I mean, Josh Hader and Brian Abreu in the back end have been fantastic. And apart from that, I mean, their starting rotation, they're basically hanging on by a thread, making sure that they could get it to the back end of that bullpen as best as they can. That's how they're doing it. That is the game plan for them, and it's been successful up until this point. Their offense has been pretty solid, not much home run power to speak of, but guys are contributing, and we're seeing some good things out of Jose Altuve, Isaac Paredes. Jeremy Pena been pretty solid as well, but Yordan Alvarez struggling. This is a team that is struggling pretty much across the board, and they're still one game back of the lead in the AL West. That's just what they do. The Houston Astros win, as did Lance McCullers when he was healthy for the early portion of his career. Now, can you get back to that? That is the question that we don't yet have the answer to, but I'm excited to see what he looks like, because he is one of the more reliable arms in the game when he's healthy. But the problem is you can't rely on him to stay healthy. So I guess that's kind of a double negative there. He's reliable, but he's not reliable in a sense. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out for the Houston Astros. They're a good team, and they're about to get better with the addition of Lance McCullers, health willing, of course. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. I will see you all tomorrow, and let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think the impact will look like for Lance McCullers Jr. once he gets back to the rotation?